Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are focusing on 4 basic footwork entries that you absolutely need to know. If you don't have each of these down, you are a far step behind everybody else in your gym. So let's roll the intro and we will get to all the information. So keep in mind everything that we're going through today, all the entries that we're going to touch on are beginner level. If you don't have these down, you're going to be a step behind everybody. So make sure these are locked in, but there's other things we can do, other entries, fancy ones where you walk forward with fakes. If you want me to get to those in a future video, you can let me know in the comments below. And of course, please give the video a like to support the channel. Now let's move into our first entry, which is the most common, the one that pretty much 99% of people are going to utilize at some point in a fight. And as you move forward, all we're very simply doing is one foot extends, the other one follows. The reason this one is so important, it works so well, is whatever your starting stance is, this should be the strongest point for you to throw shots, so that when I move forward, I want to end up in that exact same stance. When I back up, again, I want to be in that exact same stance. Forward entry, in my opinion, is done best if you disconnect your heel like you're getting ready to sprint, and then you can push off. That's what you want your position to be. You lift your heel if you're somebody who's flat-footed, lift your heel quickly and push forward. Strongest one, in my opinion, and something that you absolutely need to know. Moving into basic entry number 2, we are now talking about isolating to the lead leg. The lead leg is the only one that moves forward. The advantage of this is now pushing out is very easy, very explosive, and I'm able to maintain a little bit more range because of my long stance. The weakness of this is as I step forward into my long stance, it's very difficult for me to follow up with fluid, fast kicks because my stance is quite elongated. But still, you're moving around, you're doing your work, step with your jab or step with your cross or a hook, and you come right back out. Generally, 1 or 2 shots max and getting that quick exit. This is something that you absolutely need to know and works very, very well. Basic entry number 3 is doing a switch of your feet and at the same time pushing forward. So if you know how to throw a lead leg round kick with a switch, you recognize that the timing is slightly offbeat when my feet land. Left foot steps first, right foot follows. If I do this moving forward, I can get my head off the center line and probably throw with what was my jab but now my cross, and then follow up and catch this guy on an angle. This footwork entry is something you will see many people like Dominic Cruz, maybe Lomachenko utilize on the outside out of range, and then quick hit and angle off. Great way to get your head off the center line, stay very safe, and surprise your opponent with a slightly offbeat entry. And the final basic entry that I want to talk about today is a full step through. The full step through, you run a bit of a risk if your head stays square because you're walking right into the punch. So I like to drop my head off to the side and most likely utilize my back leg with the lead arm now. So I'm almost doing a step through punch. From there, very often roll out. You can utilize this in many ways though. Come forward, blind the guy, and then come to a round kick. It's something that again, you want to get used to. You're throwing, and then you step through. Head was high on that one. I can also throw, step through, and then add my roll. So now what you want to do with those 4 basic footwork entries is start combining them together so that when you're shadow boxing, you're not just staying stationary, but you're not just falling into the habit of always doing the same one. I want to be able to shadow box, push forward. That was number 1, and move out. Number 2, long, back to movement. Number 3, quick switch, And number 4, step through. When I combine all of those together, I become very unpredictable and it becomes difficult for people to keep up with my entry. And that's all, guys. This is quick and fast. Like I said, if you want another episode with more advanced entries and the footwork basics, or not basics anymore, footwork advanced, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's episode, please give it a like. If you haven't already, joined the channel, get subscribed, and I'll see you guys back here soon for another episode.